you this week? Welcome back to the CuzNCiseal Show, episode 11. I'm your host, Mike Fowler, aka CuzNCiseal. As you can probably know from the whole week, so it's been sounding like you can hear pin drops in the news field of video games. It's probably going to be real short and sweet. We're going to talk about some cross-save debacle with PS5. And also, I just wanted to recap on the ideas of like a really bad universe, alternative universe, if like Microsoft bought more big studios like Bethesda and everything, and more. But let's get into it with what I've been playing this week. Okay, well, obviously this week I finished Observation, and that is really good. Like I was talking about last week, I really hope everybody listens and go give it a try. It's on all those streaming platforms, Game Pass or PS Now. I think you guys will all enjoy it. Check it out. It has a really good, trippy ending. And then, really quick, I got a little bit farther into Death Stranding. Not enough to even talk about the story. Just more to get, I think I'm in Mission 13. If people who've played it knows what that means. So, that's really still in Chapter 2. Maybe not even, I got to use a bike once. And then also I got to play, of course, more I want to just say, thanks last night I got to jump into the PSVG's Among Us stream. And that was pretty fun. Even though I wasn't on the voice chat, just because of they had it all set up. It is what it is, and I hope they maybe do more of an invite only voice chat, so it's not so hard. You don't have to have like a PSVG title to get into the chat. But yeah, it was fun. I also liked watching them because I didn't know that until the show and every single person that was playing was their first time besides one from the Nintendo Shack, Rebecca. It was her. She was like the teacher for all of them, and it was pretty funny to watch her have to teach 9 boy knuckleheads how to play this game. And they all have like they understood, like they know what like pop culture, like what is venting, what does sus mean. So they're trying to be hip, but they don't know what they're doing. It was pretty fun to watch. I was really thankful that I got to jump in. Again, thank you, Donnie, Kevin, Dev, and yeah. And also real quick, I also picked up this week Star Wars Squadrons, and it's still going to be on the shelf about talking about it till I can get more time into it. I only got through the prologues and maybe into halfway through chapter 1. And all I can say, it is very control heavy. There's a lot of more. They made it so it feels like it's like a pilot simulator for spaceships. So it has a very big entry level of understanding for some. It might actually thwart some people. In fact, even at this moment in time, I was streaming and I was telling Chowfie through the stream on twitch.tv/CuzNCiseal that I would definitely count this as a rental at this moment in time until I can at least get your hooks in, because this week was a pretty good week of releases. We had Squadrons, Crash 4, and I think I messed up. I should have grabbed Crash 4 instead of Squadrons. I almost bought Mafia Definitive Edition too. But yeah, I also what is it? Also, I got back onto that bullshit. I platinum Perils in Baking, which is the first Lilimo games. The guys, like I said last time with Hybrexia, is Colin Moriarty's studio. And I finally platinumed that, got that off the table. I'm at 173 in platinum trophies, and then I'm 1 trophy away for Sims 4. The reason I'm doing Sims 4 is apparently you can do it in 90 minutes if you know what you're doing. So me, I'm already 3 hours in, but I only have 1 more trophy left. And then I'm only doing it because Star Wars Squadrons opened up the can of worms that my EA Play account was under an email that I have no access to. Long story short, after 2 times trying to talk to a computer. We got it done. Now I have my EA Play so I can play Squadrons Online when I want to. I only got to play a quick play, but I just need more time with that game. But it opened the door so I can do the Sims Platinum run for like what I'm doing right now. But yeah, holy shit, I almost forgot. I actually played a better game than them all, and I streamed at twitch.tv/CuzNCiseal at least the first 6 hours of this game. This week, GENSHIN Impact came out on the PS4, and it's also on mobile phones and computer. And it's free every single spot. This is a free-to-play anime Breath of the Wild. We talked about it on a episode with the PlayStation State of Play. The State of Play they came out up front and says, listen, there is no PS5 news in this one. Please enjoy it. It's just PS4 games coming soon, blah, blah, blah. It came out, and it is great. It is also getting a bunch of record-breaking stuff because apparently this is a game that's coming out of China for development. And it is the biggest downloaded game out of China ever now. And I suggest everybody who has a PlayStation, even a mobile phone, you'll be shocked on the mobile phone how well it looks. But just it's an anime Breath of the Wild. You start off, you get to choose either a boy or girl. They both are twins. It involves a story. It actually has a story with actual voices. And it has action RPG, like a Kingdom Hearts style fighting, leveling up. And it's also, you get to make 4 characters and be with you. And they all involve having the right character for elements. So, and it's also, people call it a gacha game. Gacha games so it's free, but there are some tantalizing, if you put some money in, you can have a chance to get this. And I'm just being honest, it's there, but also I have not put real money into this game, and they have given me multiple lottery wishes. Wishes are like their cash grab, like see what you can get. I've got multiple entries to get wishes, and like their wishes you can get them in blocks of 10. So I've done that. At least I've done 3 10 wishes, so I got 10 different drops. I've also got multiple characters from this, so they're not being chintzy. It's actually, they're doing okay. I don't know if it's probably because it's the first couple of weeks they're trying to get those people to get their claws in it, and then start really putting down like the RNG percentages. But it's good. And like I said, you can have characters of different elements with you. So like you can go into a dungeon and it says recommended you need like all 4 elements somehow in some way. Like there's you can be wind, fire, ice, electricity, stone. And they also work together in the sense they do those combos kind of like Spellbreak's been doing. So like if you shoot ice at a puddle, it turns to ice, and then you can shoot electricity at it, and it makes a super the enemy becomes a superconductor to more electricity damage. So it is a really good game. The map's really big. You can climb anywhere you want. You have like that exhaustion bar, kind of like Breath of the Wild does. I recommend it because it's honestly free. It's a way to keep you busy while we're look at that. We're 1 month away from next gen, boys and girls. And it's exciting, even though we've been getting a lot of bullshit stories, which we're going to get into. Okay. All right, and then onward to the news. I'm going to do it this way. That the little teaser about alternate universe Microsoft, that's going to be at the end. So the news this week. Among Us, the game that's become a cult favorite, and it's a great game. They just announced some money profits they've made for, a team of 3. They've had 74 million downloads of the game. So that's PC and mobile only, and has made 4.5 million in-app purchases. Hopefully this will help keep development going strong because of all this new revenue coming in. Congrats, Innersloth. I'm really happy for you. You're talking to a person who's been playing it almost nightly, and now I'm hungry for those Discord chat style ones that you see all the streamers do. But thank you for a sweet game. Keep up the great work. I'll be there day one for Among Us 2 whenever you guys redevelop it. But yeah, so that was some nice news. Now we're going to get into some bad news. And we're going to give you the light bad news right now that just there's some information coming out that the Xbox Series X's hard drive has about 802 free space for you and your games, which is, again, it's just more the entry door to the big fucking problem, which is PlayStation. So this week has been also Xbox week of having influencers have the system. They've been locked out of embargo wise. They can't talk about new gen game or next gen games, but they can talk about backwards compatibility with the Xbox, how they load, and there's some I can break down some of the ideas that through GameSpot had a little chart of, they use Red Dead, Final Fantasy 15, The Outer Worlds, like everybody else does. I mess up on that game too. So they just had a little chart current gen Red Dead 2 takes about 1 minute and 45 seconds, almost 2 minutes to load. The Xbox Series X can load Red Dead 2 in about 30 seconds, maybe 40 seconds. I don't want to, because I don't have the thing on me right now when I'm doing this recording, but I know it's fast. They had Outer Worlds. They have current gen is roughly 1 minute and 20. And I believe I saw that the chart said they got into a game of Outer Worlds in about 28 seconds. That's amazing. And there's been articles coming through with Jeff Grubb, saying this might be a better stepping stone to another generation compared to how from 4 to 5 it looks better than how it was with 3 and 4 of PlayStation generations talk, because of just what's under the hood and the ideas of faster loading involving this SSD. But back to the main source, Xbox 802. So let's go talk about the shit show of Sony. Turns out Sony also has, so theirs is a 820 gig SSD right off the get-go, and we're going to get only 664 gigs of that hard drive. Oof. Now, not knowing Xbox's story as much as I know PlayStation, but I know Xbox has those memory cards, the SSD memory cards that are the Xbox branded, and they're 200. They're almost the same price as a fucking Xbox Series S. They have those, and they already have them set up. I know PS5 is going to have there's going to be compatible SSDs coming out, but they're not out yet. So if people like to do future prepping, don't until you hear Sony say this Seagate or whatever the WD brand. Okay, those SSDs work. You can take it out and put this one in if you want. So don't jump the gun yet. And that is probably the lightest news of the debacle. Apparently this week also we learned that some cross-gen games are going to have real bad save files on the PlayStation alone. So there's only three games. Yep, one of them is going to be a bullshit one, which is, I'm going to say, understanding. But Yakuza Like a Dragon already has a way different release date for PS5 than the other ones because of exclusive rights with Xbox, I believe. But we found out your PS4 save does not cross over to go into the PS5 version of Yakuza Like a Dragon. You'll have to start over. Dirt 5 also came out and said basically everything besides like your Creata track and like the Creation Center is also going to not be able to cross-generational platform to the next generation. And the other one I was going to talk about is your save file is Spider-Man 1. But I'm getting more scared of, is there, like, can any of my saves on my PS4 games that can be cross-gen, or not cross-gen, backwards compatible, do they go away too? And that gets me nervous. So there's still no word. And that's the scariest part about this week, that Sony has had this much shit going on to their face and has not even opened their mouth to even reply. The only thing we've got is that Insomniac came out and said, just so you know, Miles Morales for PS4 can cross-generational saves can come over from PS4 to PS5 with the Miles Morales, and that's the only one that's been confirmed. Like for sure of like new games. I believe, okay, I don't want to bullshit. There's a good chance obviously like Sackboy's Adventure will too. But back to what I'm trying to get to. And then today, this Sunday, was the starting of PlayStation having Japanese YouTubers have play with the system. And we got to see like new shots of actual PS4 or PS5s compared to all the ones you've seen on YouTube of people doing those quick ones of AR fucking images of it. Bullshit. But what's upsetting is, for me, I'm a guy of, I assume the new shit. I don't need, like, this whole today was bullcrap. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning, not because of this. I just woke up and I'm like, oh shit, it is there. I'm going to go check it out, but it wasn't the reason. I checked it out, and long story short, we saw everything that was shown already. They all did a Astrobots Playroom VR, or not VR, Astrobots Adventure, whatever that demo that's going to be on the PS5. They got to play that. They did a little extended thing just like Jeff Keighley did. So technically the US already seen this shit. The only difference is some of the Japanese YouTubers got to play Devil May Cry Special Edition, Godfall, which it's working. It's coming to the side of it's going to be okay. But I think it's going to fall right at the middle. I don't think it's going to be good, but I don't think it's going to be bad. Still, the jury's out for that one. And then some of them had that Balan Wonderland, which I didn't know. Balan Wonderland, which we were talking about on the Switch one that looks like a piece of dog shit. Way looks better on the other consoles, the real next-gen consoles. And the creator of it is the one who made Nights into Dreams, that old Sega game. So now I understand where the aesthetic comes from. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. It still looks like that Japanese clunky stuff game, but it looked a lot better than that Switch port. Oof. But also, I'm not want to be negative through the whole fucking thing. There has been also some more interpreted, like translated things that came out today, because at 5:30 or 6 o'clock after I saved, if everybody listened to this and I went onto the PSVG's Discord, I saved everybody about 135 minutes of bullshit just to tell you that there was nothing. But the translated news that came out was that Sony has basically changed the control setup for Japanese. Apparently the past forever, Japan always had the circle button as the OK button instead of cancel or back like America. America set up like cross, yes, circle, no, and they were flipped. They're making Japanese be the American way. So people said, oh, sweet. And then I've also saw a developer say this actually is cool so that it takes some pressure off. This guy's an indie developer. So it's good to hear that there is some notes that are being listened to for developers. If, this guy makes an easy platinum game. So they take his word to it as a grain of salt. He might deserve to have to work a little bit harder. But that's one spot. And then the other thing that in my moments of rage of not seeing what I wanted to see, I missed out on how fast the PlayStation 5 is. I'm talking about like that from death back to play speed and loading. That they didn't show the interface of like the home screen, but I'm just going by a quick video, which they could have also snipped it. But let's say in Godfall, the lady, she died in 2 seconds, back into the game, back into action. And that's just little things about like how the loading is. And I also saw like I'm pretty sure they showed a quick resume without showing the home screen. So someone jumped from Astrobot to Godfall, and it was very astounding fast. I wasn't obviously timing it, but it was just amazing what these SSDs are doing for both systems. So I had to wait till fucking Sunday to get any real good news, even just to talk about bullshit news today for this podcast. So thanks, Sony. In other news, for a more shows how big Uncle Scrooge's Xbox Phil Spencer is. Steve from Minecraft is coming to Smash, and he's bringing Alex, Zombie, and the Enderman. But when Steve was announced, he broke Twitter. I'm not bullshitting. When it happened, Twitter had an overload, and no tweets were loading, and it was funny. And I feel for people, but also I agree with a lot of conversations. Minecraft is a lot more bigger than your little niche game you're thinking about for a Smash character. Do I feel also that the news that came out way after the announcement of Steve is Travis Touchdown? I think it's Travis Touchdown from No More Heroes. He is going to have a Mii costume for the Mii fighters, so they get to look like Travis. Could there be a real Travis? Of course. So I feel for people like that. He deserves a character. But Steve comes with, like I said, those 3 other characters with him. They all kind of play a little different. And they're also going to have a Minecraft world level. And came out that said this was a 5-year deal in the making. And it just shows... It just puts more feathers into Xbox's cap of how they're handling the transition to a next gen from being just like PS3 did to PS4. Being second place is the best position walking into a new gen. I swear to God. And I've been mad all week. It's about irrelevant shit, because at the end of the day, when you get the system, everything I'm going to ask is going to be there. It's just more. And also, when I take a step back and I'm mad at them being silent, I know the games are going to be there, even though they're not talking about them. And that's what keeps me going. I sound dumb. This is real. Sounds like I'm doing a fucking suicidal confession for Sony. But no. But yeah, that was quick news, literally. So yeah, that was pretty short and sweet, huh? But I really want just to explain my theory of a alternate universe if Xbox keeps buying parties. Okay, collect my thoughts. So, if Xbox keep buying studios, some people out there say, oh, PlayStation will just be fine. They'll keep doing it like the Nintendo style of systems. Yes, but also at the same time, if Microsoft buys and like do like a exclusivity, it becomes a more harder, what's the word? There's a good chance Sony might pack up. And I sound stupid saying it, but the idea of, not saying third parties sell it, but the idea of having that safety net and then being the top dogs in stories, like, I don't even know how to describe it, because I don't think, just judging by how they sell games, they don't do that Nintendo keep it at 60 till the cows come home style. They get 8 million sales, 10 million sales, and they take it at a loss. Not a loss, bullshit. But the idea that they're always on sale when they get it. You know, there's people that get the new game maybe 3 weeks in, it's already $40 or $50. So they're already ready to sell it down because they know that's what sells systems, yes. But at the same time, they just don't have the same markup like how Nintendo does. And then it goes into, what if Microsoft owns studios and their streaming service does not hold up? Everyone who listens to this is going to say they're probably going to turn it off, probably don't subscribe. But the idea of, we're going to either, if they win everything of studios, this is a bad universe, we'll have price go up like Netflix. I could easily see, and then if this happened, I want every single Xbox fan that says this is the best thing to happen, and then go, these things happen. I want when they had to start paying $30 a month for Game Pass. It could be the best thing since sliced bread, but it still might go up in price. It's still, guess what? I bet you money Xbox Game Pass is at least going to go up $5 within the next 2 years. 2 years. There'll be a price up. Not with you, not because of you. You guys are doing great. You guys are up to 15 million subscribers. I could be wrong. But the idea of judging by other things, Netflix, you know, they raise their prices. Just how the world works. It'll help them at the end. But the idea of, I just also worry about the ones that go under the umbrella. Like even right now with Bethesda. I just get nervous on Arcane sends out Dishonored 3. And it's on one console. Granted, it could go on PC. But what if it does lower numbers than Dishonored 2? What if, because they also do those different type of stats, what if the active players just drops after 4 hours? They had all 15 million people bought it, but everyone stopped at 4 hours. Do you think they're going to put money into it? There's a good chance they could close down studios under their umbrella, and then we'll lose some of the bigger studios that we know about, like Arcane. Tango might be gone down the road. That stuff could happen. And then people are like, oh, you just blah, blah, blah. But they're just things to think about. For some reason, when Bethesda was by themselves, you know, your goal is smaller than a Microsoft goal. Now you're under the Microsoft goal. Can you keep up with with Papa Microsoft of like, that's what they want you to do? Does it also make certain games for them become a little bit more open-ended, blandish, because they want you to just stay in for multiplayer or even like a DLC route? It could. I'm not saying it like, but look at it. They're clearly, with even like Halo, going to be free to play multiplayer. You know, there might be some microtransactions in there that's going to keep it running for free to play, but then also they get that. This is also all theories on if they do exclusive. I was a lot more heated earlier this month about it, but just more wanted to keep my 2 cents. There's some things that are in the air about it that's still fishy. Not fishy, the wrong word. But the idea of that is just, I know it's a good deal. you can hit me over the head with a fucking brass pipe that says my Xbox Game Pass is the best deal in gaming right now. Yeah. But I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if like the little, like how if PlayStation came out and said PS Now is also, hey, $15 you can get all of it. And we probably can keep $15 longer than Game Pass, only because of how their setup is for the PS Now. Not always new games. It's always some older games that come on, but you know, bing bang boom, enjoy it. And usually by the time you want to play it, it's probably on PS Now. So that's another way to look at it. But yeah, I don't want to leave it on lower like that. But yeah, that's how it is this week. It's pretty vacant. I'm really hoping this week is some more answers, because today was day one of that Japanese YouTube stuff. So I'm hoping we get some actual interface to see, because that's what I want to see. I don't want to see games. I know the games are going to run good. I don't like test driving cars when I go to a car lot. I go in there saying, this is the car. I've already looked it up. I'm happy. Let's go. Let's just get the paperwork done. I don't want to sit there all day test driving and bullshit. I just want to get the paper out and go. But that's just me. But yeah, this week's hot picks are music. Mr. Right Now with 21 Savage, Metro Boomin featuring Drake. TV is what the fuck did I watch? Vampires versus the Bronx. It's on Netflix. If you've got kids who wants to watch kind of like a more this generational, safer Lost Boys, because there's some Lost Boys essence into this bad boy. It's pretty good. It's on Netflix, like I said. It's about these kids that are, you know, the Bronx are being sold up by this vampire real estate. It's a fun family show, even though there's, you know, vampires, but it's still, if anything, if it's PG-13, it's by because a little bit of language and maybe just how the vampires eat the people, but there's not no crazy blood. As you know what time of the year it is, it's Halloween, it's October, so
it's spooky.
And comics, I should just tell you, get the 3 Jokers issue 2, because it's amazing. But also, you know, check out Batman issue 100 that's coming out. Yeah, it's the ending of the Joker war for this summer. Ozzy, thank you guys for listening. Please follow me on Twitter at MikeFowler93, Instagram at CuzNCiseal, and I really appreciate if you guys can come out to twitch.tv/CuzNCiseal. At least give me a follow. Fucking turn off your notifications if you want me. Just give me the follow, so that if I hit up to 50, that at least gives me the room of conversation. I can possibly be affiliate. I was looking at the guidelines for being affiliate for Twitch. But yeah, I appreciate everything. Hopefully maybe some people will follow me back. And then till next time, be good to each other and go out and vote. Who knows? You could think it's a hoax, but look, President's got the COVID too. Peace.